welcome to the 5th video of my Tomb Raider The Last Revelation Glitchless Any Percent speedrun tutorial. This is going to go over the Entering Alexandria % region of the game, and that's going to include the levels Alexandria, Coastal Ruins, Catacombs, and Temple of Poseidon. And with that, let's get into our item routing recap of Entering Alexandria. So this is the first time that we really plan on using a med. We plan on using one med in the Catacombs level. Other than that, no pickups or any other med use. Now for the shotgun shells, we don't pick up any or use any, but we are picking up our first pickup of explosive crossbow ammo, so that comes with 10. So we get some of that there, but we don't use any. So we just picked up the grenade launcher and got 10 normal grenade shots, and we actually use our first one here in this area, but just one. We use just a few flares in this area, and then we don't pick up another one here either, so that just leaves us with this. And that will conclude our item routing recap for Entering Alexandria %. So at the start of this area here, we can actually hold up as the loading screen happens when we get out of the Desert Railroad level. And then if we hold up, Lara will be able to go forward for like a frame, and then we'll end up right here at the end of the cutscene, which makes it easy for us to roll and then run quick. We can see that difference here if I do it and I don't do it, and we can show it side by side. So once we start this area, we can do a roll and then sprint this way. And I like to go a little wide to the left so I can curve back to the left and dive up these stairs and then jump. Sprint again this way and dive this way. Make this corner and then sprint this way and try and make these turns without hitting the edge, and then dive here into the trigger. That gets us into Coastal Ruins. Sprint this way and do a running jump up to here. And then sprint over this way, make a right turn and break the Egyptian adventure entrance. And then sprint down here and dive, and then we want to press 5 to pull out the grenade launcher. And we're going to use the grenade launcher for the first time. Normally in the game, you're supposed to slide down here and you should have the crossbow and the laser sight, and you should be able to try and shoot these targets. But we don't have the crossbow yet, and it's faster and easier to just use the grenade launcher because you can break all of them at once. But make sure you don't take too long, because eventually it does throw you into the spikes, but it kind of takes a while. So I like to kind of run down on this right side here, not against the wall, but not exactly in the middle, kind of in between the middle right. And I fall down on the middle right, and then once you land here, press look and then hold up, so then she's aimed all the way up, and usually I hold down and I tap a little to the right, so then she aims a little to the right and more up, and then I'll shoot, and the grenade goes flying over there and destroys every single target. So this isn't really that hard. Very lenient. So again, just look all the way back, tap right a little bit and shoot, and you'll kill them all as long as you hit something. And then pick up this token and sprint this way to climb up and do 3 crouches forward. 1, 2, 3, and then press guns to get out, and then turn and sprint this way. Draw guns so we can break another wooden thing like this and head into this room here, which is the dangerous spike pit mirror room. You can look through the mirror on the other room, and that's where it shows you all the danger tiles that are spikes that will kill you, but it's easier for me just to show them right here. So there's that, but I don't remember where every single spike trap is. I remember the sequence I'm going and where I need to step and jump and where the spikes are near that. So we need to get over to that corner where the crossbow is. So as we could see, this row of tiles here in front of me is pretty clear, other than this first tile here right next to the steps. So what we can do is jump and go onto those tiles. We're going to do a running jump over there like this when we come into here, and then all these tiles in here are perfectly fine for us to walk on. And then from that, this mirror on the wall here is actually a slippery wall, so we can actually jump on it like this, and we can slide off of it without bonking and jump over to here and pick up the crossbow. So in a full sequence, that'll look something like this. We'll jump around here and then jump over those tiles so we avoid the spikes and land here. Now for the way back, right in front of the crossbow is a bad tile like here. So we can jump over that tile, and then we have this kind of zigzag of tiles that's safe right here. So these ones, but then this tile right here to the left is a spike, and then the corner tile. And the one we also have to watch out for is a tile right in front of the stairs. So the best way out is to jump forward and then curve left onto that next tile, and then from there do a running jump to the staircase, like this, onto this, and jump over the bad tiles to the stairs. So in a full sequence, it'll look like this. Do a running jump along these safe tiles and jump and slide against the wall. Pick up this, and then standing jump, and then curve to the left, watch what tiles you're going on, and come up the stairs. We can sprint this way to the right, stop, and turn, and sprint into this room. So now we're going to come into here and go over here and use a token on this, and then this will make this dude play his flute thing, which makes this rope come up. It doesn't make much sense. So after that, you want to back hop, and then now we're going to do a similar thing to like what we did in Sacred Lake, where you can hold back and get some backwards momentum. So if you jump and then back and grab, she'll grab the rope here, and then one up, and then you can backflip, and then hold left and go this way to the left hook and use the crowbar with action on the left hook. Then that breaks your action, so wait a second and then pull a flare, and then come over here to the broomstick and pick it up. And then you can back hop into the pit, flare cancel, and then sprint all the way this way, all the way to here against this wall, and stop. And now we have to do some menuing. So our menu is going to be right here on the crowbar when we get here, because that's what we just used. And we need to combine the wall hook with the broken handle, and then use it to get the little cutscene with her getting the key. So the best way to do this is to go in the inventory, go to the right, go down to combine, and then now it's going to want to combine with crossbow. That's going to be the first one that shows up, but that's not going to work. So then we have to hit right again to pick broken handle, combine with, and now we'll be on hook and pole, and we use it. The inventory in this game can be really annoying, and sometimes you have to be really deliberate with what you're doing to make sure that the game is doing what you want, and sometimes it's hard to use the right thing and it will skip your inputs. This is probably the fastest way you can do the inventory. After Lara throws the keys, we can turn to the right and go over here and pick them up. That's very important, don't forget that. And then sprint this way, and sprint all the way around. We're going to go back to where we came from quickly. Sprint over here, but instead of left where we came from, we go to the right, and we will go down this right hallway over here. And now we get to a very tricky jump that you can do right here. So there's this tricky jump over to the water, and it's kind of tough because there's this low ceiling you want to get on the water. If you jump as late as possible, you can make it with a stumble like this. But normally when you're trying to run at it from around the corner, you have a bad camera, it's hard to see. So if you try and do it straight like this, you're just going to fall in the water. And that's a real pain, and you have to swim back up and then get up over here, and it actually loses a decent chunk of time. Nothing too big. This is where it can be helpful to do something called a tunnel jump, where if you get Lara's head up into the corner up here, when you jump, you can kind of push into the corner, and Lara kind of stays floating up towards the corner a little more, and she actually goes farther in a jump. This isn't too important, so I won't go into depth and explain it all, but you can see it right here. You can see I'm going to do a jump, and then I'm going to go jump up and make sure to deliberately hit right into the corner at the wall and the ceiling at about the same time, and then hit and hold into that corner, and you'll see she'll get some like extra air where she's not falling down. And I can land right here, no stumble, nice and easy, with a pretty decent leeway. So the problem with the tunnel jump is actually hitting it, so you want to jump around the middle, go towards the wall, and then if you go too far to the wall and keep holding left too long, then you're gonna get in the water. So a good successful one would look like this, where we come up and turn, and then get up into the corner of the ceiling, get a tunnel jump, and then you can do a standing jump to grab this ledge here, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then do a little turn to the left at the end. With a little turn to the left, one more turn like this will get you turned just enough where you can climb down here, and then side flip to jump and grab this ladder and climb. Now sprint this way, sprint to the corner, and then dive roll. And then turn again, and now we're going to hit a flyby. The flyby activates next to this block here, right here. So after the flyby, we actually want to jump onto that mound there and sprint over to that way. And so if we dive roll as we hit the flyby cutscene, we can land right next to that mound and be in an easy position to jump on it. Just like doing it right here. I also like to draw guns. So that dive roll put us right there on the edge, and now we have our guns drawn, and once this flyby finishes, we'll be able to turn and jump up onto there. Just like this, we have our guns out, we can turn, jump up to here, no problem, sprint over this way, make this turn, and then sprint here, and there's going to be another cutscene as we enter, so dive roll again to get some extra distance. And this will include our friends here, Harry and Lloyd. That is their definitely canonical names. And sometimes Harry and Lloyd can fall down here and die, so watch out for that little Easter egg. Not really an Easter egg, but something funny to watch. And then we want to turn and sprint this way. And then you can jump up here like this, go over to here, jump across to here, and then jump on the left side here to hit the low ceiling so you can stop in time to use the gate nice and quick. And then now we're going to move into Catacombs, but we're not going to be into Catacombs yet. We still have some more stuff to do in order to make Catacombs completable, so we need to sprint off to the right this way and then push this button. It's one of those buttons that we can turn while pushing it, so hold up and right while turning, while pushing. And then sprint over to this way, and then sprint back and go back in the coastal ruins. Now once back in coastal ruins, we need to get down to the bottom here. All the way down there. The best way to do this without using a flare is to dive roll right here to land on the platform here and then roll onto this block. But this lowers this boulder. So the idea here is that we can roll onto that block that drops that boulder down, but then roll off of it instantly so we don't get crushed, but we move the boulder out of the way, like this. If you're scared of this dive roll off towards that platform because you can kind of mess it up and fall all the way down and die, instead you can draw a flare and use a flare here and then sprint and go wide around and land nice and easy on the higher platform and then roll when you want to fall down and land here. That's if you just don't like this other strategy because that flare isn't really too helpful in terms of saving time. This other strategy is quite fine enough for time. And then so after that we can jump up here and then climb up into this crawl space over this way. And then just turn 3 times to climb down. And then this gate we can actually open with the crowbar. So just back hop and turn and we open it on this side like this. Now we can climb up and crouch. And go to the right side to turn around like this. And get out. And then we can do a backflip twist and running jump. And that brings us back into Catacombs again. Start off by holding up and right and sprinting this way. And then you can dive over this little ledge. And we'll be right onto this pillar so we can pull it. Then we want to back hop and turn this way. And then sprint back through the corridor all the way back to here to this. And now we're back in Coastal Ruins again. And then you can climb up here and go again to the right side. And this time we're going to need 2 turns. 1, 2 to get down. And then from here I like to back hop, draw guns so I get a gun turn, and then turn this way and climb up on the left side here. And then again, crawl up and to the right, over to this side, so then we can get down fast like this. And then I draw guns again and do another turn, and then backflip, and go over to this ladder and jump and climb. This time we're going to climb up 2, 1, 2, and then we can backflip twist. And then run this way again. And jump up to here like this, and then head back into Catacombs, and now Catacombs is actually completable, and this is when the game, the auto splitter should split right here. So now we're going to sprint again to the right side here, and we're going to move this movable block all the way down that way, so we're gonna have to pull it. And then we're gonna move it down to the other side and move it all the way across to where it needs to go, and that will open the door to move on to the rest of Catacombs. Alright, and with this as the last push, now we're going to turn to the left and backflip twist and head towards the open door, like this. And then sprint right at this pole and fall down and grab it. And then we need to slide down and then stop right about when this wall in front of you stops. You can let off and let go and you won't take any damage. And then sprint all the way this way and go to this lever and push it. This will open up these walls around us, and we see we're in this giant room and we have some ropes to work with. You want to be about a hop back away from the edge. If you're too close to the edge, then you're not gonna jump in time. So get about position here. And now there are these spirit things that will bother us, and we'll get bothered by spirits more later in the game, but right here, this is the first time that they really show up. They fly around and they're gonna do some damage. These ones aren't gonna do horrible to us because they won't catch us on fire or something nasty. But if you stand still and you're not moving, they're gonna be hitting you a lot, and they're gonna hit you a lot even when you're moving. So this is when we're actually going to start needing to use medkits. So our first medkit will be on this level, and it's due to these spirits. But we won't use that medkit till later. Now we have to do the rope. And so basically you just want to running jump and grab the rope straight ahead. And now you want to move down to the bottom, and you're going to do the super swing just like this and jump off near the peak. And you can land right here onto the other side. There's a lot of nuance to this strat, and you can make a lot of mistakes. One mistake I made initially was jumping at it and grabbing it at an angle like this to get more to the left. And then when you do the super swing like this, it really turns Lara in a weird way, and it sends her flying crazy directions. We can't really be having that. You have to jump at it straight ahead. So again, straight ahead, basically in line with the center line. You want to jump straight at it and grab. You're going to be a little up, so you want to move down. Make sure you move down on the rope as Lara swings up this way. So jump, grab, straight ahead, hold down instantly, and then you want to press sprint to get the boost like this. And you want to press sprint as you're at the apex of the backswing, like here. Press sprint, and then she gets all of her force in as you're going forward, and you can jump at the end, and you should be able to make it just fine. Once you get used to this, it's not that hard. Again, it's literally just grab straight ahead, hold down, and then press sprint at the right timing. It's pretty lenient, and then just press jump near the peak. And you should make it nearly every time. And after you land, you want to grab a flare, run this way, grab this wall, and then do a few grabs, and then flare cancel, and backflip twist, and run this way. And you want to jump onto this little pile here and climb up this way. And we're going to want to turn to the left and running jump, and then running jump, and then turn to the right and sprint down here into this area with the water. Jump to the left to get this way, and then swim up to here and grab this ledge here. Best thing to do next is to jump up here and then to backflip twist and jump with grab over this way. And then we need to jump over to this lever here like this, turn, and push it. Now, I like to save here because we're going to have a kind of a tough strategy. This lever makes these blocks come out like this, and you can actually jump across these blocks like this without stopping or needing to back up or anything, but it's actually kind of tight. You can see I can easily overshoot them, and then I'll fall off, kind of like this right here. Another annoying thing is that it causes a camera to happen, and then you're looking at this weird camera, and suddenly you can't see what you're going on, and then you fall. So when you push it, you want to make sure to spam look when you push the lever to cancel that camera. And then we want to go off to the right side and jump early, but then there's the problem of the low ceiling. So if you jump too early, you're going to hit your head on the ceiling like this. And if you jump too late, you're not going to be able to fit in running jumps. So the lever actually helps because you kind of push against the lever for a second before you turn to the right, and then you can time the jump kind of easier to make sure you can get it right. The way I normally do a sequence is to hold up and right as I'm pushing the lever, so as I leave the lever, I get turned this way, and then I can just press jump at the right timing, and I can put some curve in while I'm going across the blocks. So here it will look like this. Spam look, jump there. I hit the ceiling a little bit, but there is some leeway there. And then you can jump up here and turn to the left. And then grab the ceiling and start going across. Now we've taken some substantial damage from the spirits. You might have more health than me at this point, but it's around here that we're going to want to use our first med. And that will be a large med. We'll want to use a large med here because these spirits will be doing a lot of damage and we'll take some more damage later. So using a large here is pretty standard. So that will be what the item routing is here. Hopefully that's the first med we have to use. Then we push this, and again there's a camera, so jump this way and come down to here. Now we want to get rid of these spirits. If we kept them alive, they will keep on doing a ton of damage to us for the rest of the level. So these little totems will actually kill them. So come onto this tile in front of the totem, and as soon as you see the spirits go by you, go behind you to the totem, you can leave, and then they'll rush around the totem until eventually they explode and die on the totem. Then we can come up here, jump up here and side flip, and now we need to jump to this middle platform here with these skeletons. These skeletons can be annoying and they can kind of try and push you off, and so really you have to watch out. I make sure to save around here because they can push you off easy. So try and get past them, jump to this single one over here, and then jump over to here and grab this ledge. You can actually make this next jump without a grab, but you have to jump really late and be perfectly on the edge, and you can jump with a stumble. But that's really tough. Do not try and do it really in runs. Then jump over to here, and over down to here, and then back hop and grab this ledge, and then swing. Then here we can let go, and gun turn and sprint a little bit before stopping and making the 90-degree turn, and then sprint again this way, and then fall off here, but then back hop and save the game. Now we're going to jump and curve to this rope. So unlike the other rope, we actually do want to jump and curve and get it at an angle like this. Because the plan here is to jump off the rope and land on that platform to the right, so we can easily jump over and grab that trident and get out. So this can be a little difficult, and that's why I recommend the save, but make sure you're on the edge and your back top against the edge, and then I start running forward for a quick second and then holding right, and then you can turn to the right and press grab and you can grab the rope. And you'll get a decent swing basically every time as long as you grab it. Not many tips I can give for this are really alternative strats. This is not that bad, just practice the jump a little bit. Practice the curve is the main hard part to get to the rope alright. And then once you land, you can turn and roll and then do a running jump over to the trident here and pick it up. This breaks your action, so watch out. And also watch the skeletons, they might knock you down. And then come over this way to this ladder and jump and climb up. And once we're at the top, we're going to go forward and do a running jump. And come over here and grab another trident. And that breaks our action also, so draw guns, make sure it's unbroken. And then jump up here and count 1, 2, 3, 4 climbs on the pole and backflip. Now that we're up here, we want to pick up some explosive crossbow ammo because we're going to be using that throughout the run. So draw our weapons and then jump up to here to this vase, and you can try and shoot it like this. You can get a shot on the vase as you're jumping, like this. Or you can get it where you get a shot in as you land and she stumbles a bit and goes down just enough to shoot the vase, kind of like this. And it's kind of lucky if you get that or not at the right timing, you're aimed the right way. I don't really go for it, I just shoot the pistols and hope it works. So if all else fails, you can just crouch, shoot it, and then go pick up these explosive crossbow ammo. Now there's two strategies from picking up the ammo. Basically, once you pick them up, you're faced right at this corner, and you can actually do a backflip twist and hold action, and you can grab the pole like this. If you don't like the backflip twist, you can also turn around and then face the other way and face at the pole, and then jump forward and grab it. That actually gives you a higher grab, so you can do one up and then jump twist. Meanwhile, with the backflip twist, you get lower and you have to go up twice before you can jump and twist up to here. Turning around and jumping onto the pole can be slightly faster if you do it right, but they're very, very close in timing to one another. And once you land up here, make sure your action is unbroken because it's a pole and they always break your action. And then turn this way, let the door open, and then sprint towards this pole, and then slide all the way down to about the same area again where the wall finishes. And then again, wait a second, make sure your guns can be drawn because poles break your action. That's very important, always remember. And then jump to this ladder and make your way down and turn and sprint this way. And then turn here and then climb up in this corner right here. So she just uses her arms to climb up the one. And then turn and then sprint down this way and dive. And then do a 180-degree turn and turn into here and sprint this way and dive. Turn to the right and sprint. Stop sprinting, turn to the right again and sprint into here. And then you can climb up to here. Once you climb up here, you'll want to sprint for a very short time, but stop, and then jump here, and here, and then jump pretty late here to do a grab right here. Now you can mess this up here. If you jump too late at this one right here, you're actually not going to have enough time to fit in another running jump, and you can fall and lose a lot of time or die if you're low on health. So I usually like to jump about here. So I jump a little earlier like I showed, and then you can jump just fine, and then just jump late here with a grab. Once you're up, turn to the left and go and climb this ladder, and then you can count if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4 climbs, and then backflip twist. Do a jump here if you want, and grab another trident right here. Now this will break your action, so again, guns. Then you want to go this way and then walk to the edge and then turn, and you can jump onto that platform from here at this corner like this. Jump over to here, jump over to here, and then jump again and jump over to here, and then you can jump and grab this rope like this, and then again jump just at the peak of it. Whenever I do this rope, I always try and jump pretty early like this so I can get a little lower, and then I press sprint and forward and action as I get onto it, and hopefully that gives me enough distance for me to jump off the rope and land here. Remember, make sure to jump at the peak when she's farthest forward, not when she's kind of going really fast and not quite at the peak yet, like you'd intuitively think. She goes the farthest if you just jump at the extreme end of the swing, which doesn't make too much sense physically, but you know. So jump at the apex, and then here you want to roll, and then go and jump into here to this pole. And again, we're going to want to turn around and then do the backwards momentum grab, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then backflip twist and go to this ladder. Wait a second because your action's broken. And then jump and climb up 2 times, and then go all the way to the left, and then a backflip twist will put you onto this platform, and you can sprint over here to grab the last trident. I dive a little early so I can do a running jump at this step and get to here nice and good. Wait and draw guns to make sure action's unbroken, and then sprint this way. Here you want to grab this edge on the right side, and then when you fall, hold roll and up and right. And you'll get a turn from the wall and turn and face this way. This is the best way to drop down here. Roll, grab the edge, turn, roll, and then draw a flare so we can fall down and use it to cancel here. Draw another flare and then use it to fall down here. And then turn and sprint this way and dive up these steps. And then you want to do a running jump on this top step where you hit your head on the ceiling so you can run that way without stumbling. This can be difficult because you can just accidentally jump late and then you go all the way and then you stumble and then you can keep running. But if you take up the step on the right side and then turn to the left and jump, you can hit your head like this, no stumble, and then sprint, sprint, sprint this way, and then turn and jump up these steps, and that finishes Catacombs. And now we're into Temple of Poseidon. At the start of this level, we want to hold up and right and grab a flare, and then jump at this step here and press action, fake grab down to here, and immediately go into this tunnel and head this way. You can jump over here to cut the corner, just watch the skeleton, and head straight this way, and then fall here, so then you can sprint and then do a dive crouch into here, and then crawl through, and then get up and climb out. This is the first of 4 Poseidon statues that we have to put a trident on. There's a strategy we can do at each of them where we will sprint dive over the water like this to put the trident thing on. If you mess this up, you can fall into the water and lose a ton of time. So if you want to be safe and you don't care about like the half second it saves, just jump and land and put the trident on. Then you can do a backflip twist and then sprint this way and fall into this water. It's best to stop sprinting and slow down when you fall in because you don't get stuck. Get up on this left side, turn, and then sprint and just get out of here. Go the same way you came basically, cutting a corner. And then sprinting and getting out. And then jumping this way. And sprinting, sprinting, sprinting to the right. And we're going to go around to each trident statue to the right of the one that we left from. Now here, this tile will catch you on fire if you step on it. So try and jump before that tile, like here, and press action in order to grab. And then you need to crouch to get up. But then after one crouch forward, you can actually stand up here in this little alcove. And then you can run forward a bit and then crouch again. And then do 2 crouches, and then you can actually stand up again. That's the fastest way to do that. And after putting the trident on Poseidon here, again backflip twist over the water and sprint. And this time we want to try and dive roll into this alcove that we came from. And then when you're near the edge, you can go and roll like this, crouch, and then back up and get out of here like this. And then get down and turn and sprint this way. Sprint, 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 and then head to the next Poseidon area over on this side. Turn and then sprint this way. You can dive roll, and now we have another pull. A bit of a faster way is to come up this way and then turn against this pillar and grab like this. Or you can jump up over this way and go wide around to get a better angle and jump and grab. Now you can get and jump off this pole in 8 climbs. But I will typically do 9 because 8 is a little inconsistent and sometimes she bonks and I'm unsure why. That will be 9. Jump twist off. And then go and do the trident again. Now this time there's actually a skeleton that wakes up and he can knock us into the water, which is unlucky. Just loses time. Just hold back and jump so you can backflip. And hopefully you don't fall down. Grab a flare, roll and grab this ledge and flare cancel. And then turn and sprint this way. And then jump into the water like this. And swim over to here and get out and head to the last trident Poseidon statue area. Now here in the water you have this really annoying kind of animation where you walk around really slowly. You can actually get out of it in the shallow water by jumping, which is really weird. So if you get to the shallow water, you can jump and then jump forward, and then you can run around in it just fine, because you know that makes total sense, right? So with that in mind, the best exit from this area is to come over to the left side and then get up to this kind of higher portion, stop, and then jump and standing jump and run out. That's the fastest way. Then we can sprint all the way over here and get to the last trident guy, and then we need to climb up here. You can count this if you want, and that will be 16. And once you get to the 16th, you can backflip twist and sprint over here and put the last trident on Poseidon. There's another skeleton at this one that can knock you in the water, and that's just randomness and luck. We got lucky this time. And we can sprint and hold action to grab. And then do these grabs down. And then turn, and now we want to fall into the big pit in the center like this. Just sprint this way and fall in. There's a very rare chance that after you do all the Poseidon things that this will not be filled with water and you just fall to your death and die. I don't know why. It happened to me once. To my knowledge, there's nothing you can do. Now you might get low because of the spirits flying around doing damage and the fall damage you've taken. But try not to use a med, because we don't want to use a med on this level. So right here, as we're getting attacked, we want to sprint and dive up these stairs, and then sprint this way. And we actually want to jump, because jumping is faster here, but we want to jump before the step, like this. Because then we can jump again before the next step, and then we can land here without stumbling. So if you step up on that step and then jump, you're not going to be able to really easily fit in the next jump. So if you go like this, then you're going to step up again, then you're a little too high and you'll get the stumble here. So again, we want to dive over these steps and then sprint around this corner and then turn and then jump before this step and then jump late before this one, and we can barely make it over and land. And we want to shoot this vase, which has another totem in it, and then open this door with this button. We'll use that a lot later. You'll see why in the library level. And then we can come over here and open up this and get a piece of armor. Because we went by the totem, the spirits will no longer bother us. And we can sprint in this way and then jump around here and then stop and then climb up here with a crouch. And count 1, 2, 3 and get up with guns and turn and go here into the next level. And believe it or not, that finishes up Entering Alexandria %. Now here, the library level is the start of leaving Alexandria %, and so that will actually be in the next video. I hope this helped a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you then.